Since the earliest days of American motorcycling, riders have been modifying and customizing their machines to suit their purposes. Welcome back to the Drive for History this week at Wheels Through Time. Today we're talking about cut-down motorcycles. Right here in front of us, I've got two of my favorite machines at the museum. 1929 Harley-Davidson JTH hot rod, and then a 1916 Harley-Davidson cut-down. Now, real early on, manufacturers basically made their machines with a single purpose. It was point A to point B transportation. Very quickly, as motorcycling kind of began to evolve more into sport as opposed to just here to there transportation, riders began modifying their bikes to fit them better, to ride better, to handle better. So that's what the cut down is all about. You know, the way I always put it here at the museum, kind of in context, before choppers, you had bobbers, and before bobbers, the custom motorcycles were called cut downs, and they were really just that, cut down versions of the standard machines of the day. So here in front of me, two of my favorite bikes. I'll start with the 1916. Now the 16 cut down here, this kind of really represents the earliest era of motorcycle customization, and really the idea behind this was to make it lower, lighter, faster, more agile, more maneuverable. So really early on, the stock bikes, big long wheelbase, real tippy bikes with a high center of gravity, big long pullback type of handlebars, tiller style handlebars, seat over the rear wheel, not really made to be ridden aggressively. So this machine, 1916-ish era cut down, it's actually a mixed match of parts from different years, and has had some really unique stuff done to it. One of the neat things, enabled to drop this whole center of gravity, bring the motor lower to the ground, they've actually modified the neck here to bring a little bit of the neck off the bottom and relocate it to the top. So the fork sits stationary. You can't change the location of the stem here. So what they did was actually effectively raise the neck without compromising the one-piece integrity of the frame. On top of that, what they've done is shorten the seat post, lower the seat post right in here. They dropped it by about 2 inches. Now, when you relocate the seat post, it actually causes you to change the location of the bend on the backbone. So what that does allows you to move that seat a little bit lower, a little bit further forward, shorten up the gas tanks. Remember, these bikes, a lot of them were modified for racing. They're not going big, long distances. The smaller gas tank really was kind of no consequence. So really neat pieces all over this motorcycle. The foot pegs have been raised, standard brake pedal, standard clutch pedal over on the other side, shortened fenders. This is an early, like mid-teens era fender in the front. The back is actually a really neat piece. It's a 1913 front fender that the rider has actually turned around backwards and made real similar to stock mounts here, but a 1913 front fender adapted for the rear. So this machine actually has been ridden all over the place, antique bike swap meets, various racing events, both indoor and outdoor. I actually ice raced this bike a few times. Just a ton of fun to ride, and one of those bikes that really kind of redefined what early American motorcycles were to me. You know, is again, it's so much more than point A to point B transportation. You can get on this bike, do donuts, rip it around, do burnouts, and all sorts of fun stuff. So keep in mind, 1,000 cc's of power. So, you know, a few tweaks to the motor and you can really make some good power. So on to the 29 JTH, one of my favorite bikes in the entire museum. This is Harley-Davidson ultra rare twin cam engine. The twin cam, the JTH model, really easily identifiable by this kidney bean or peanut shaped cam cover here with the big donut on it. Now, the JTH was effectively like a continuation of Harley-Davidson's FH twin cam racing engine. So about 1928, the public said, you know, hey guys, you know what, Harley-Davidson, we want a twin cam too. There's a dominant machine on the race tracks, board tracks, hill climbing. The two cam was dominant, and by 1928, Harley-Davidson debuted a road model, and they were really highly sought after among the hot rodders, among the guys that like to go fast. Today, a Harley-Davidson JTH engine is incredibly rare to find one in general, a complete JTH motorcycle even more so. So this machine, my dad built from parts in, I think 2003, and it's just such an awesome bike. It runs like an absolute rocket. I'm going to fire it up here for you momentarily, and give you an idea of what these machines sound like. Now this one's got a few extra cubic inches packed into it, a little bit extra compression, and it just runs like a rocket. Now one of the cool things that Harley got onto mid-1920s is they saw this need for a machine with a lower center of gravity and a little bit better handling. So actually the stock 1925 frames were kind of updated with that lower seat position. The teardrop style gas tanks introduced, and that in itself allowed for the lower seat position. So this machine, big 385 by 20 inch clincher tire on the front, 19 inch on the back. It's a 3-speed bike, and again, this one's 88 cubic inches, and it absolutely barks. So we're gonna get this thing fired up here, and you really got to stand on it to make it go, but hopefully it only takes a couple kicks. So gas is on, choke's on, and hopefully we can make some flames. Oh, there's one. Oh, 3. This thing makes great noise. I'm going for a ride. Check this one out. As you guys can tell, we don't like to have any fun here at Wheels Through Time. Thanks for joining us on the Drive for History this week, guys. 1929 Harley-Davidson JTH. It's been a few years since we've done whole shots down the aisle there, but I think it did pretty good today. Thanks for joining us, guys. Again, Drive for History. If you're digging what you're seeing, make sure you get onto wheelsthroughtime.com/donate. Make a contribution today and help fuel the museum that runs. Thanks a bunch.